It's a very smart filly. She's running 5th at that stage in the blue colours.
Back as they run to the home turners, Croxley Echo, Roman Dynasty about 3rd last, and Hendra Hussey is last. Straightening up, 400 metres to go. Alancian leads by a length. Prelude's Pride popped the big question, running on strongly, and Croxley Bell is coming home well as well. Over on the inside is Zoom Lens and then Zephyr Edition. Prelude's Pride in front, 200 metres to go. Croxley Bell trying hard on the outside. Russell goes for the whip on the favourite Prelude's Pride. On the outside, Croxley Bell is trying to reach Prelude's Pride. Prelude's Pride just in front. Croxley Bell is lunging at it close to home. They hit it. Croxley Bell's got up to win it. Croxley Bell first.
Thought a good run in the race came from the 3rd place getter, Zephyr Edition. I think she might be quickly into the winning list. The second event was the Qantas World Beater Graduation, and the short price favourite Forte Successful. He looked in a little bit of trouble about the 200 metres, but when Gavin Duffy really got serious with the whip, the colt just drew away from Nickel Silver, who was given every chance by Ken Russell. An eye-catching run in this to Wanda. Flashes home to get 4th, coming from last at the home turn.
To the outside, and then Sherlock and Forget the Rest. Into the straight, just short of 400 metres to go. Half Crescent in front, but Forte's got a split in the middle, and he quickly races up on the outside to go to the lead. Nickel Silver trying hard on the outside, then Shining Wonder. Eranora next, and then Sherlock, and further back Aleph. It's Forte in front, 150 metres to go. Nickel Silver's a bit of a danger on the outside. Duffy pulls the whip on Forte. Now he fights back. He's kicked away from Nickel Silver again, and Forte's going to be too good for Nickel Silver. Forte by a half length. Forte first, Nickel Silver second.
The third event went to Flash Emperor. A good performance from a wide barrier. Apprentice Ray McGrath had him quickly fired up and got over onto the fence and then settled in the box seat. And he showed great courage in the straight to kick on and score nicely from Sharnui, who makes up good ground. Blues Lad, Andy third.
And then Krakow on the inside, and Zanaz is last. Around the home turn, 450 metres to go. Flash Emperor and Staging, they're locked together. Blues Lad is a length and a half away third. Power Arrow's a length back 4th on the outside. Then Raymond Jack Flying Emperor. Roman Fantasy and UCAN to the outside, followed by Over the Water, but it's Flash Emperor in front with 200 metres to go. He kicked away from Staging, leads by a length. In 3rd place, Blues Lad, followed by Power Arrow, and Shanui's making up ground. But it's Flash Emperor in front, close to home. Shanui's flying home at the end, but Flash Emperor is going to be too good, and Flash Emperor wins it by a length. Flash Emperor first, Shanui second, Blues Lad third, then...
Well, George Moore, as we know, is a champion jockey, a very successful trainer in Hong Kong, and now looks like he's going to be a very successful owner. He's based at the Gold Coast. He's got quite a few horses in work at the coast and in Sydney. And this is a Sydney cast-off, Around the Moon, successful in the 4th event yesterday, and a good performance because he was forced wide from an awkward barrier draw, but he was still much too strong for his opposition in the straight. And George jokingly said that he threatened the horse with a career as a hurdler. He didn't win. Well, Around the Moon took notice of the warning because that's him burning up around the outside in the whitish colours.
Then Vita Bore, Mean Mr. Mustard, Bakura Boy and Around the Moon on the outside. Straightening up now, 350 metres to go. Swap Style the leader, coming back to them. Raffiney in 2nd place, Glentone down the outside. Around the Moon is running on strongly, and further back Girl Talk and Mean Mr. Mustard. Raffiney shot through on the inside, hit the front, 150 metres to go. Raffiney in front of Around the Moon, Swap Style weakening out of it. Vita Bore and Glentone next. Around the Moon moved up on the outside of Raffiney, grabbed the lead close to home, shoots clear and wins it by a length. It's Around the Moon first, Raffiney second, tight third, Uno Bingo flew and is in a...
Yes, Wayne Wilson just mentioning Uno Bingo did run on strongly there. He might be one to follow in that class in the city. They were the first 4 from Eagle Farm behind the leaders and challenged at the right time in the straight. As we mentioned earlier, Lord Penn, courageous in defeat. He's racing without cover, outside the leader, Dare to be Grand, and Crawford's the horse in the black and gold colours with the white sleeves, curling the mo, running third.
The middle, then Hoist Your Own Purple in, followed by Mr. Huggy, and then Foreign Interest, Mr. Berry Baker, and further back Fury Prince. Straightening up now, 400 metres to go. Lord Penn loomed up on the outside, poked his nose in front of Dare to be Grand. Our Rosalie running on fairly well. Hoist Your Own to the outside, and Foreign Interest is coming into it with a pretty good run. Then Crawford, who's working his way into the clear. Lord Penn just in front of Dare to be Grand, who's kicking again. Crawford on the outside looks the danger. Crawford coming out after Lord Penn and Dare to be Grand. Crawford grabbed the lead close to home. He's got up. Crawford first. Crawford first. Crawford beat Lord Penn. Foreign Interest may have got third.
Well, it was a good ride by Glenn Killen. He took advantage of his nice barrier draw to settle in the box seat. And Crawford, who's always threatened to win a big race, certainly went on with the job yesterday. He's likely to be freshened up now and be set for the Triple Crown. We show you now the slow-mo of the final 200 metres. And you'll notice Lord Penn, who's being nursed by Ken Russell, just gets to the lead over Dare to be Grand here. Russell just hands and heels now, feeling for the whip as On his outside is Crawford. Glenn Killen pulling the whip in the left hand. Further out in the track in the pink colours is Gavin Duffy on Foreign Interest. And further out yet again is Hoist Jerome, who ran very well in the blue. But it's Crawford getting the better of Lord Penn close to home, and Foreign Interest battling on very strongly for third. And I think he's one that should soon get back into the winning list. Sixth event was the Qantas 727 graduation, and a great performance here by the 3-year-old filly Just Now. She was just balked for a run about halfway down the straight, but you watch her final surge, the last 100 metres. She does great work to pick up Pinehurst and Cheney Prince battling on for third.
Followed by Piccoto's Dream on the inside. Battles Wake running on fairly well, then Definite Defeat, and Just Now trying to work through in the centre. 250 metres to go. Shaney Prince loomed up on the outside of Pinehurst. There together. Pinehurst the inside just in front of Shaney Prince. Duffy the first to get anxious. He's gone for the whip. And Pinehurst is kicked now. Just Now pulled to the outside, is running on strongly. It's Pinehurst in front. He's running about badly. Just Now on the outside coming at Pinehurst. Pinehurst just in front. Just Now lunged. Oh, gee, this is close. This is very close. Just Now or Pinehurst. It could go either way. Shaney Prince.
Jim Atkins, who trains that filly Just Now, is never one to get carried away with his horses, but he has a very high opinion of Just Now, and he's already talking of the AJC Oaks in Sydney next autumn and the Queensland Oaks here at Eagle Farm in May, and certainly those races look well within her scope. We'll show you now the final stages, and that's Pinehurst in the green. Darren Goff just hands and heels. Now he goes for the whip as Shaney Prince on his outside, labouring a little bit under his weight. Then Battles Wake, the baldy horse. Now Just Now, who balanced up after getting into a little bit of trouble about the 200 metres, and watch her last 100. She really powers home over the top of Pinehurst. Graham Watson, unfortunately, her rider was suspended for a couple of weeks over that incident halfway down the straight, so he'll miss the Queensland Cup next week. Seventh event was the big Queensland Cup lead-up, the Fraser Handicap. Disappointing effort by the favourite Ara King. The race went to Beau Trelay, who deserved his success. He raced creditably here in Brisbane over the last 12 months or so, and he seems a horse who will handle the 3,200 metres journey of the Cup. At this stage, as they come to the turn, it's Ara King on the inside and Sweet Reclaim is co-leader on the outside.
Straightening up now, 400 metres to go. Ara King pushed along, joined again by Sweet Reclaim. The favourites under a fair deal of pressure. In fact, Sweet Reclaim's gone to the lead. Sweet Reclaim in front of Ara King. Canabra next on the inside. Beautrelet and Royal Reband running on strongly. Rock Show down the outside with What a Secret. The favourite's gone. 150 metres to go. Beautrelet takes the lead from Canabra. Then Sweet Reclaim. Dancing Man making ground with Royal Reband, and then Rock Show. But it's Beautrelet in front close to home. Beautrelet first. Tight second and third. Canabra, Sweet Reclaim, and Dancing Man in the
I don't know if that clarified the Queensland Cup picture for you, but I'm more confused than ever. It's a pretty ordinary lot of stayers around Brisbane at the moment, but at least Beautrelet's fit and in winning form, so he's in the Cup with a real chance. Final event was the Transition. It went to the outside of Sports Spot, but rather sensational finish to the Eagle Farm meeting. There was 3 protests involved in this race, 2 of them upheld, and the second place getter Windsor Song went backwards from 2nd to 5th for her erratic running in the final 200 metres.
A little more than that now, 650 out. And the leader, Sports Spot, 1.5 in front of Hasten Jason. Finito Star a half away third, then Golden Test. Prince Stray making a quick dash, going up to 4th on the outside of Golden Test. Star of Armian on the rails, but easing off the fence. Well, just ran into a little bit of trouble there. Pushed back onto the rails again. Then into space and wins the song. Straightening up, 400 metres to go. Sports Spot heads for the judge, about a length in front of Hasten Jason. Prince Stray under pressure on the outside. He's struggling. Wins the song, looks the danger. Wins the song is finishing gamely way up the middle of the track. Sports Spot in front, 200 metres to go. Wins the song coming after Sports Spot, then Hasten Jason. Arjon and Silver Star running on fairly well. Sports Spot's kicked again. Sports Spot in front of Wins the song. Sports Spot humbling Wins the song close to the line, and Sports Spot wins it by a length. Sports Spot first, Wins the song.
Sports Spot, who looks like she's getting back to her best form she showed last season. A courageous effort, that. But we'll show you now the final 200 metres, and you'll notice Windsor Song inclined to duck out, and she's in the orange colours. Behind her is Arjon, who gained 3rd on protest, and Silver Style further out. Both these horses inconvenienced as Windsor Song ducked out suddenly there, and you'll notice Arjon had to alter courses and interfered in turn with Silver Style. But it's Sports Spot, vigorously ridden by Kerry Smith over on the inside, scoring from Windsor Song, who was subsequently relegated to 5th, and Hasten Jason went up to 2nd, and Arjon to 3rd. It was a little bit confusing after the final event. Now the TAB information from the Eagle Farm meeting yesterday. 5 and 4 the double, $251 even. 1, 5 and 4 the treble, $3,730.30. Good dividend there for the treble. And the extra double from Eagle Farm, all 11s, 11 and 11. There's the six-pick numbers, 1, 1, 5, 11, 4 and 11. No one taking out Division 1, so little jackpot to the Queensland Cup meeting next week. We might remind Brisbane jockeys at this stage also they'll be required for a special meeting at 11 a.m. tomorrow at the Valleys Leagues Club to discuss the contention. Misty Crony, solidly back to start 5 to 2. Never really in doubt, led turning for home and kicked away and fought on pretty strongly to defeat Elaine's Girl, starting at 6 to 1. You might have to tilt your heads slightly to watch this, a little bit skew with you.
Elaine's Girl, Trevode hard ridden on the rails, third, and the leader's got away, and then comes Hit It Again and Truly Certain by the 300 metres, and the leader Misty Crony, hands and heels by Hardwick. It's about 2 lengths clear on Elaine's Girl and Truly Certain. Trevode won't go on. Misty Crony still in front by the 100 metres. Elaine's Girl second from Truly Certain, but they won't catch Misty Crony. Misty Crony goes home too well. My Day.
The second, and Mark de Montfort in a clever ride here on My Day in front. He kicks away here after they straighten and never seriously challenged in the straight.
Never over on the rails, and then comes Deb Rossi and Diplomatic Express at the 200 metres, and My Day, a couple clear, Wallara Prince making heavy weather of it. Then Never Over and Sir Etiquette on the outside, de Montfort really getting stuck into My Day. Never Over challenging, My Day still in front, safely holding Never Over, clear of Sir Etiquette, and cleverly ridden, My Day scores by a length.
This is the third. It went to Fair Verdict, nicely ridden by Ron Quinton. Sprints up quickly at the 200 metres, gets away from the opposition, and then just holds on to defeat Ex Parte.
All-nighter on the inside, and Heroic Blaze. See pictures on the inside, getting within about a length of the half of the leaders now. And here's Fair Verdict chiming in. Fair Verdict. Fair Verdict, he's been a real enigma, but today might be his day. Takes over now from all-nighter. In third position, Ex Parte running home reasonably. Fair Verdict in front. Ex Parte's not going to catch him, and Fair Verdict beaten Ex Parte.
Fourth went to Loyalty Road, who's just scored narrowly from the favourite, Our Henry, who keeps coming under hands and heels riding.
On the corner, Loyalty Road kicked away. 2.5 lengths on Solosphere. Third position taken by Our Henry, and then Silurial and Starbuck. Compton hands and heels on Loyalty Road. Our Henry's making ground on him now. At the 200, he'll have to pull the whip shortly on Loyalty Road, and this he does now. He has it quick peep. It's only 3/4. Our Henry bridging the gap, and then Silurial. Loyalty Road just the leader. Our Henry at the moment not finishing quickly enough. Loyalty Road is clinging on, and he's just won it.
The fifth over 1,500 metres, and Sadistic Queen running fifth on the fence at this stage, switches around the heels of the leaders at the 200 metres and scores decisively from Rather Pucker.
Fourth and Sadistic Queen on the rails over Legaya Prince Eaton, Born to Sing. Now the rider Die has a quick peep on Wongaron. At the 300, Wongaron a length, Sadistic Queen chiming in. A length the Rather Pucker, followed by Legaya and Born to Sing from Hot on Aces. Sadistic Queen claims Wongaron, 2 to Rather Pucker, and then Legaya. But it's Sadistic Queen the leader. She's kicked away, she's home. And Sadistic Queen has beaten Rather Pucker.
The sixth, and Tungsten Lad, the horse with the baldy face and the orange and green colours. He gets to the lead just after they straighten and goes on to score nicely.
To Tungsten Lad, third for 11, fourth, and getting a split nearer to the inside is Barloo, and then comes Tegan Mass. Tungsten Lad's rider's gone for the whip. At the 200, Tungsten Lad fights on. He's about a half length on Grillette. Barloo third on the rails, has still got to catch Tungsten Lad. He's kicked away. He's home. It's Tungsten Lad more than a length on Grillette and Barloo, and Tungsten Lad wins well. Tungsten Lad a length on the line to Grillette.
Then came the Tui's hurdle, and the favourite, or equal favourite, Brinkworth, gets over the last hurdle and goes on to score by a lazy 14 lengths.
I had a look round. Crowbite's gone up to third, and then comes Mallee Bronze and Mansion Downs. Here's Brinkworth for the last. Oh, jumped it beautifully. Ryder Harnett had a quick peep. High Drift the second. Good go between Crowbite and Mallee Bronze for third. But Brinkworth has given them an absolute galloping exhibition. Brinkworth wins at 12 lengths. What a go for Miners.
Mark de Montfort scored again in the 8th race on French Colonial, who was heavily back to start the 5 to 4 favourite. That's the grey horse moving up 3 out, French Colonial.
French Colonial picking up Moto. He's inclined to hang just a shade French Colonial, but he's doing better than Moto. Calypso King in third place. Now the rider pulls the whip. De Montfort aboard French Colonial. Moto's not going to match him, and French Colonial comes away. Calypso King flying home. Sterling.
Then came the final race, and like the lunch, gets a lovely run through on the inside in the pink and black colours. He goes on to defeat Canada and Reuters News.
front, joined on the inside by Like a Lunch. Peaceful Joe running on strongly, and Bellaho taking a while to wind up. Like a Lunch aided by that rails run, drew to the lead, 150 out. He's forging clear now. He's home, I'd say. Like a Lunch, he drew clear of Canada, and Like a Lunch in the Hyperion colours, the black and pink quarters, raced away to win easily.
Yes, the final race going there to Like a Lunch. Nice rails ride there. Now the double and treble information from the Rosehill meeting yesterday, and the double 3 and 5, $7.90. The treble 10, 3 and 5 paid $60.20. We'll take a